Good morning, students. So today we are going to start lecture number 1 of module 1 of the course Vision for Human Society. So basically I am going to give an overview about the course contents, course methodology of this course. So in this lecture you will be able to find out the contents of the course, the methodology which we are using in this course, and the methodologies along with the reference material. So in this lecture I will give you a detailed overview about what we are going to study in this course, in this whole course. So let's start with the introduction of this course. So every one of us wants a fulfilling life. So fulfilling life as an individual, and every one of us also desires a harmonious society where everyone can expect a fulfilling life, can live a fulfilling life. So keeping this fulfilling life in the center, we are going to describe this whole course. So what do you mean by fulfilling life? Fulfilling life means I am having feeling of happiness and prosperity in me all the time. I am having good health. I have good relations with everyone connected to me. And I am also able to ensure coexistence with nature and human being. And fulfilling life also includes a conducive social structures and systems which are actually helpful for me to live a fulfilling life. So explore in yourself, investigate in yourself whether you want this kind of life or not. If I ask this question to myself, I immediately get a natural answer that yes, I naturally want this kind of life where I am having a feeling of happiness, prosperity in me, I am having good health, good relations, I am also able to ensure coexistence with nature and human being, etc. So you can investigate in yourself. You can ask yourself whether this kind of life is naturally acceptable to you or not. So take a pause for 2 minutes, stop the screen and explore within yourself whether this fulfilling life is naturally acceptable to you or not. Then we will study outline of this course. So in this course, we are going to study what is human goal. Human goal for what? Human goal for a fulfilling life. So keeping fulfilling life at the center, we are going to discuss what would be human goal so that I can achieve that fulfilling life. And we will also see where do we want to be as a society and social systems. So in other words, the course will give you clarity about human society and human order. Then in next step, we are going to study what are the systems, dimensions required for realizing the human goal. So in this course, next we will study the dimensions, systems which are actually required for realizing the human goal. We would study what is essential, what needs to be done in the education system, what needs to be done in the production system, in justice system, etc. So all this detail we will study in step number 2. Then in step number 3, we would also study what part of this present system is working and what is not. We will identify it by the way of critical appraisal of the present state in the context of the desired human goal. So there could be an analysis of the present situation through which we can identify the areas which are functioning well and areas that need to be worked upon. Then we would study what would be the steps for ensuring harmony in the parts that are not working harmoniously. It means the course describes essential steps required to ensure harmony. So it is very important part of this course, where we would find out the steps actually required for transition from the present state to desirable state of the society. Then we will also study some meaningful effort made in this direction. So it is necessary to keep in mind that society and societal order are collective achievements, and collective efforts is required for them. So many collective efforts have been done to ensure a fulfilling life in the society. So we would study all these, some of those efforts in this course. So basically, the whole course is based on these 5 key concepts. The whole course is actually detailing about these 5 key points. Okay. So we can say that the course is primarily divided into 2 categories. First in the context of society, and the other in the context of social system. The first part of the course includes steps in which we discuss the ways to reach the point where we want to be as a society. And in the second part, we will discuss steps in the context of the societal system and societal order. So we can say that we are going to study society and social systems in detail in this course. So when I say society, society means where people living together with a common goal. And when I am saying system, it means the structure of the system, the process, methods, etc. that are adopted for the fulfillment of collective social goals. And it is also important to note that society and social systems are interconnected. So you will find out that during the course, these 2 words are used interchangeably. So we can say there are 2 parts of the course. One part is going to talk about human-human relationship, and another part is going to talk about social system and social order. So in part 1, we will detail the human-human relationship. We will detail out the society. What will be the basis of human conduct as an individual? What will be the way of fulfilling relations with everyone in complementarity? So in this process, we will also discuss the conduct and behavior which are identified as human conduct and human behavior. And we can say that the absence of these will be identified as inhuman conduct and inhuman behavior. And the discussion also elaborates the structure of our culture and civilization being lived collectively. Our celebrations, rituals, social customs are rightly embedded in our collective living or not. We will also study our festival, celebration, rituals, their importance that shows our collective behavior, collective conduct. So the kind of ecosystem we are formulating to live collectively as a culture and societal step is also to be discussed at the length in this course. So these 2 parts, point number 1 and point number 2, we are going to discuss in detail in this course. Then we will also discuss participation of individual in the larger order, because as an individual, I am participating in the society knowingly or unknowingly. So in this course, we are going to discuss in detail what would be the participation of individual in the larger order. Then we would also discuss the goal, constitution, policy, etc. which are required for living. Then the various system or dimension of social order, we will study these dimensions in detail, like dimension of education, dimension of health, dimension of production, etc. Then we will also see the scope of societal order in this course. So summing up the above, the course would talk about number 1, what will be the nature of my conduct and behavior as an individual. Number 2, what will be the nature of our conduct and behavior while living collectively? So what I am saying is, a societal system can be observed and analyzed from an individual point of view and from the collective point of view, from the point of view of the societal order. From an individual's point of view, we investigate and analyze our participatory role as an individual. So in this course, we are going to investigate and analyze our participatory role. What will be my participation as an individual? The present course also opens up the issues like policy, system, constitutions, and tries to emphasize its structure and extension. We will also elaborately discuss in the context of dimension of education, dimension of health, dimension of production, what would be the role of these dimensions to ensure a fulfilling life, that we will study in this course. And we will also study what to do, what not to do as a part of the whole system. So subsequently, as a part of the whole system, what will be the structure of the constitution, policy, we are going to describe in detail in this course. So basically, we are going to talk from 2 points of view. First, from the point of view of individual. Second, from point of view of the societal order. So both these 2 point of view we will describe in detail in this course. With this, we can see course objectives. So course objectives are detailed as below. This course will help the students to understand the importance and types of relationships with expression. So when I am going to live in a society, the recognition of relationship and my expression in behavior plays a very important role. So this course would help you to understand the importance and types of relationship, and we would also study the expression of my behavior in this course. Then this course will develop the competence to think about the conceptual framework of undivided society. It is very important. If you go through this course seriously, you understand this course with the exploration, with investigation, you will be able to visualize a conceptual framework of undivided society. So in this course, you are going to get a framework for undivided society as well as universal human order. This course will also help the students to develop the exposure for the transition from the current state to undivided society. So as I told you earlier, we are going to study the transitory steps which are required to move towards undivided society. So with this course, you will be able to do all these things. Number 1, you would be able to recognize importance of relationships, importance of expressions. You would be able to visualize a conceptual framework, and also you would be able to find out the transitory steps which are required to move towards undivided society. So take a pause for 2 minutes and ask yourself, both these objectives are useful for you or not? If I get these objectives, if I understand these objectives after the course, will it be able to ensure my fulfilling life? So for a fulfilling life, all these things are required. For a fulfilling life, I should know about the importance of relationship. I should be aware of my expressions while communicating with human being, while interacting with human being. For a fulfilling life, I should be able to visualize a conceptual framework of undivided society as well as universal human order, because knowingly or unknowingly, I am participating with everyone. Similarly, this is also important that I should know the steps which are required to move towards undivided society. So ask yourself, take a pause and investigate in yourself whether it would be useful for you or not. Then we can talk about course methodology. So course methodology is similar that we are using from UHV 1, UHV 2 and UHV 3. So all the course would be put in the form of proposal, and you have to verify it whether it is naturally acceptable to you or not. So you have to self-explore it. You will have to self-investigate it, whether the given proposal are enough for a fulfilling life or not. So the methodology of this course is explorational and thus universally adoptable. Similarly, because it is universal, based on natural acceptance, so it is free from any do's and don'ts. So all these things you would have studied during UHV 2, UHV 3 in detail. So in sum up, whatever I would put the proposal, don't accept it as it is, explore it, verify it, analyze it, investigate it, whether the given proposals would be enough for everyone to live a fulfilling life, whether the given proposals would help us to ensure a conducive social structure, to ensure a conducive social systems that would help us in living a fulfilling life. This we have to explore continuously. This we have to investigate continuously. So now we can discuss the outline of this course. So there are 5 modules in the whole course. In module 1, we are going to introduce the course. In module 2, we will find out detailing of relationship and its fulfillment. In module 3, we will see the expansion of justice from family to world family order. Then in module 4, we are going to find out the program for ensuring undivided society and universal order. Then in module 5, we will also study some efforts made in the past, and we will also see human tradition in details. So all these 5 modules we are going to study in this course. Let's take a brief review module wise. So module 1, actually we would talk about basic aspirations of human being and program for its fulfillment. Though we are studying it from UHV 1, UHV 2, UHV 3, but in this course we will see our basic aspiration from the point of view of society, from the point of view of social structures. So we will study basic aspirations of human being. Then we will study the need of relationship, need for undivided society, need for universal human order. And we would also study in detail about comprehensive human goal. And we will critically evaluate the current state of the society. So module 1 covers these points. Then in module 2, we will study human relationship and its fulfillment in detail, because when we are talking about society, when we are going to visualize social structure in completeness, then relationship plays very important role. So this module is primarily focused on recognition of human relationship, established values in relationship, expressed values in relationships, their interconnectedness. All this we are going to study in this module. So in this module we will see feeling of relationship. We will try to recognize feeling of relationship which are required for a fulfilling life. Then we will talk about established values and expressed values. So in UHV 2, UHV 3, you have studied about established values, but in this course we will also study expressed values. It means when I am interacting with anyone, when I am communicating with anyone, what would be the expressed values. So with established value, we will also study the expressed values in this course. Then we are going to talk about interrelatedness of feelings and their fulfillment. What is the role of feelings, keeping in interrelatedness in context. Then we will also study types of relationship. How many types of relationships are required for a fulfilling life? That we will study in detail. Then we will try to mutually evaluate feelings in our relationships. Then we will find out the meaning of justice in relationship. As you would have studied in UHV2, justice is required in family and it expands from family to world family order. So for a harmonious society, to visualize a harmonious society, justice is very important. So we will study in detail in this course. Then we will also talk about civilization and human conduct. So this module 2 is very important because whatever is required in terms of feeling, in terms of expression, in terms of justice, civilization, culture, all we are going to study in this module. So with this module 2, in module 3 we would study justice from family to world family order. So just to ensure justice is not enough only at the level of family. For undivided society, for universal human order, its expansion is also required. So in this module, we would study expansion of justice from world family to world family order. So we are going to study undivided society as continuity and expanse of justice in behavior. This we are going to study in detail. Then we will also study continuity of culture and civilization, because putting effort in one generation is not enough. To ensure a fulfilling life in continuity, the efforts are required generation by generations. So we would study this in this step, universal order on the basis of undivided society. Then we would study conceptual framework for universal human order and universal human order as continuity and expanse of order in living from family order to world family order. Then definitely we are going to talk about a conceptual framework required for universal human order. So these points we are going to cover in module number 3. With this, we can briefly review module number 4. So basically in module 4, we are going to talk about programs which are required for ensuring undivided society and universal human order. So in this module, we are going to study various dimensions where work is required to be done to ensure a fulfilling life. So we are going to study dimension of education and sanskar. We are going to study dimension of health. Then we would study dimension of justice in detail. Then dimension of production and service, dimension of exchange and distribution, dimension of right utilization, preservation, and administrative services. So all these dimensions are required to ensure conducive social structures that would help us in living a fulfilling life. So in this module, basically we are going to talk about all these dimensions in detail. So we would see what is required in education system, what is required in health system, what is required in justice system, production system, etc. so that I may live a fulfilling life in continuity. So this module is basically discuss about programs for ensuring undivided society and universal human order. Then with this, we can discuss about module number 5, where we are going to talk about human tradition in detail. So in this module, we will discuss the scope and steps of universal human order. Then we will talk about human tradition. Then we will talk about steps for transition from the current state. So we will critically evaluate the present state of the society, and with this we will also talk about the steps required for the transition from the current state. Then we will also talk about possibility of participation at the level of individual, especially at the level of students. What we can do in this direction as a student, we will also see in this module. Then we will see the efforts which are being made in this direction. So some of those efforts we will study in this course, and we will see up to what level they are able to achieve this harmonious society. And lastly, we will sum up the whole course. So these points we are going to cover in module number 5. So reference materials. These are the books which are mentioned in this form of list. You can refer these materials. This material would help you to study the course in detail, to understand the course in detail. So we are going to study a foundation course in human values and professional ethics. This book we are going to refer. Then Avartanshil Arthashastra by A. Nagaraj. Then Economy of Permanence, Energy and Equity by Ivan Illich. Science and Humanism by R.R. Gaur and P.L. Dhar. Then we would also study Hind Swaraj. So all these materials are available, all these books are available online and offline. You can go through, and these books will help you to understand the course in better manner. So that's all from my side. Hope I am able to make you understand the importance of this course, the methodology of this course, the content of this course, and I am waiting for you to go through these modules with seriousness, with dedication, and in coming lecture we will fold module wise and unit wise details in this course. Thank you very much.